JankyYGO here. My name is Michael, and in this video, I'm going to be showing off some of the new Morphtronic support that is coming out in the TCG. I made a video covering it a little bit ago, but I kind of undersold some of the cards. But I'm going to show you what Morphtronic can do a little bit more consistently than it could before, because I know I've seen them do insane plays. Uh, but yeah. Uh, we're just gonna kind of jump right into it. So first off, we normal summon Cell Phone. Cell Phone's gonna spin another Cell Phone. So we got really lucky there, but we had a 1-for-1 to get the Cell Phone. Anyway, the Cell Phone's gonna spin again, and we're gonna get a Smartphone. Smartphone is we're not gonna use Smartphone's effect. Instead, we're going to summon Scopin to get the Hyper Librarian. So now we can guarantee we get the Cell Phone, but we're gonna pitch the Cell Phone into Telephone, which is one of the cards I kind of undersold. This is gonna always, it doesn't always get Cell Phone back when you revive it. Sometimes you get the level 4s if you roll high enough, but no matter what you roll, you can always get a Cell Phone because of Cell Phone being a level 1. So it's a really good card to go with. So this combo is kind of long, so I'm gonna kind of go through it more. We're gonna spin again. We whiff with the Cell Phone. That's okay. As you can see, now we have 3 in the graveyard. We can special summon. Now we need any level 4. We need our Scopin, or we need a way to get any this go into anything. So we got 3, so we can get that back. We get that, and then we go into Power Tool. Notice we did not use Power Tool's effect because we drew too many copies of our equipped spells for this exact case. But that's what it is there for. It is there to get Repair Unit or Symbol of Heritage if we need it. So we make Crystal Wing. Now we use Repair Plant, and now we're gonna get back Telephone again. Oh no, we're gonna get Boombox. My bad. Summon Morphon. Morphon's gonna go digging, and we're gonna get another copy of our equip spell. None of these are hard once per turns, by the way. So we make Zephyr first, and we're making Zephyr first because we don't know what our end board is going to be for sure. We know it's going to end on Zephyr and possibly a Quasar. But Zephyr, in the case of this, is much better because even if they drew like Raigeki, Dark Hole, we don't have to waste a negate on it. We can just let it happen. So yeah, we get this back. This is gonna get, we hit a 6. We're gonna get a Boombox in back. We're gonna summon this. We're gonna get use this as a Monster Reborn. We're gonna get that. We can't use the effect of that, but we get a draw 2. We're gonna finally use our effect of our Sonya Engrave. And because we drew Monster Reborn and we have multiple Symbol of Heritages, we can go ahead and make Cosmic Blazar Dragon. So our end board has 1, 2, 3, 4 negates. And none of these cards can be destroyed once. On top of all of this, we don't have the extra deck space for it because these are very niche situations to make similar boards and stuff like that sometimes you need. So yeah, we actually can't afford to move this. But we could have ended because we have a Symbol of Heritage. We could have had a Formula Synchron again, or really any of our 3 monsters in our graveyard, and that's about it. Overall, it's a pretty good hand. We can negate with Crystal Wing because it's the monster effect. We let this go because who cares? They've already wasted the normal sum. And then we OTK them because it doesn't matter. It's pretty insane. This is actually enough to OTK in tag duels with 16,000 health if the opponent doesn't have anything. So, because this attacks twice, this attacks, that's 16,000, this is 3. And for the deck profile, 2 Sling In, Three Boomboxen. These are honestly just the best level 4s out of the bunch. Scopin is actually pretty important for its defense effect. I have only used its attack position effect literally once, because it says a level 4 Morphtronic monster, not a level 4 or lower. So that's the big downside. This card is probably one of the worst cards in the deck, but it's slightly better than all the rest, so that's why I think we do need more. We need just names. So that's what most of these cards come down to, is the fact that they're names. So Gadget Gamer, this gets us Self On, because we can normal summon it, add Self On, and then tribute this, special summon the Self On from our hand, and then go from there and start spinning the wheels and hope that we hit stuff. So Smartphone. Smartphone is an extender to guarantee us into formula off of our smartphone. It also adds cards, and we're looking to add the spell cards. Cellphone is the bread and butter of the deck. You keep using its attack position effect because it's not a hard once per turn. Defense position doesn't matter. Telephone, as you saw, is our like Monster Reborn number like a million because we're playing a bunch in this deck. Uh, one for one. It gets us to Self On. Nothing much more to say here. Junk Box. Another Monster Reborn for Self On. Machine Dupe. If you open up Machine Dupe and Self On, there's a very, very high chance, unless you just get super unlucky and don't hit a tuner, that you're gonna go off. Even if you hit Remotin and we don't have any level 4s, you can make Halky Fibrax and then go with your one of your Self Ons that you used and the Remotin to summon a Scopin in defense position, and Scopin's defense effect is its most important, and it's a level 4 while it's face up defense. So, because it's not an activated effect, Halky Fibrax will not stop that. So, yeah. Foolish Burial. It's there's very few. There's like these niche situations where Foolish Burial will get you out of a bind. And like for example, sometimes you'll open up Telephone and a bunch of other things, and then like a Foolish. And if you open up Telephone, Foolish, you get to Self On, and then you can get the ball rolling. Monster Reborn, it's just a good card, and it's what enabled us to make the bottom or the three 12s here. Convert Unit. Convert Unit is very, very powerful. It is one of the best cards in the deck. You could probably cut it down to 2, maybe even 1, because it is a hard once per turn, and it actually just limits the deck after you use it. Because here's the thing, you want to use it to get to Self On, and sometimes Telephone, depending on situation. And that's about it. I've used the defense position effect like twice. 3 Symbol of Heritage, 3 pair units, Monster Reborns, number 1. So Monster Reborns, more. So overall, we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. We're playing 13 Monster Reborn effects. For the extra deck, Linkuriboh. Okay, so Linkuriboh's in here because sometimes you need to make this because you'll open up like a Self On and you might whiff, and you'll open up like a Self On and a junk box and you'll whiff, and then you can make a Linkuriboh, summon the Self On back with the junk box, spin again, and if you hit a tuner, you can use the tuner and the Hulk to go into PG Hyper Librarian, and hopefully you'll have other cards to keep going off of. 3 formula. It's very important that we have 3 of this. 3 Sohaya. It's also important that we have 3 of. 1 Armades. Armades can be any generic level 5. And here's why. It has to be a generic one and nothing that beats it before. because there will be very niche situations that you will get into where you won't be able to make that end board that you saw me make. Instead, you'll only be able to end on like Quasar and Zephyr, and just that's it. Or Quasar, Zephyr, Crystal Wing. Still a good board, but it's not as good as adding the Cosmic Blazar as well. So there are very niche situations that you will get into. Plus, I have only made Nat Beast like 4 times. When I was testing this deck and just trying to see how consistent it was. Um, yeah, Hyper Librarian. It's a quick tip for Hyper Librarian is you want him in the extra monster zone because it's not required, but it almost guarantees that you can end on that board that I showed you. If not, what your end board is going to end up looking like is this, this, this is a revived one, by the way. This and this, which is still an okay board because what you do is on your opponent's phase, you banish this and summon your last formula from this. So you draw 2 cards and then you synchro with this, this, this into this, and then that's your end board. But yeah, and then Cosmic Blazer. I don't make Blazer that much because I don't like the fact that it actually banishes itself to do that effect, and I think that it actually severely limits what the card can do. Here's some quick tips though for when you play this deck. Your bread and butter is to get Selfon and keep using Selfon's effect to keep summoning more and more monsters out of the deck. So that's kind of what you want to do. This deck is not not very easy to play. None of your boards are going to be guaranteed, as there are a lot of bricks. As these might as well be vanillas. Um, and so is this. It's just like a vanilla tuner. Um, Mainly because you need you just need names, and that's why they're there. If you had free extenders in this deck that also had like relevant effects, you would cut those cards immediately as long as they were not tuners. Like if these were uh like extenders or whatever to just summon themselves out, they were level 4s. If you had like a Morphtronic card or something like that, you would play that card over it. Deck isn't like I said, and the deck isn't super easy. It requires you to manage your field space very well. You have to get lucky enough with your die rolls to get to get the ball rolling. And uh and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's like and with this build in particular, there's no real room for hand traps. Uh if I wanted to make room for hand traps, I'd have to cut probably this down to 1, this down to like 1, and we have room for 4, which would be like ash blossoms and oh, yeah, I guess we do 3 ash blossoms at a called by because we don't want anything to be ash blossomed. But if you're playing with your friends and you're playing like no hand traps, because I know some people do that, no hand traps and stuff like that, this is something that you can do. No hand traps, no meta, etc. This is a insanely, it is a fun deck to play, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video because that's going to be it for it. If you liked this video and enjoyed my explanation of everything that kind of went down, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If it is your birthday today, happy birthday. And if you want to send me any cool deck profiles, replays, and stuff like that, you can send them to JankyYGO at gmail.com. And of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.